Welcome to the patio.
I saw a man rob a bank when I was 10. No, I didn't see the wrong kind of wish that I was in. I grew up, thought was living in my head. Figured the life that I was living, I'd be better off dead. I watched the winners take everything.
Hey, and welcome to the patio. It's T, Fortenberry, and Gary in studio today. DW's tied up, unfortunately. It is good to be back in studio.
All right, if you noticed Waffle House trending on Twitter this morning.
I wasn't supposed to do that.
But we love Waffle House.
We love the waffle. Yeah.
I had Waffle House.
Those waffles ain't awful. I'm gonna tell you that.
Speaking of
Waffle
which,
House
let's just kick this pig and jump into it. Okay. Well, first we'll come back to it. How are you guys doing this? We're recording on Sunday today. On this Sunday, beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Northeast Arkansas.
I'm doing well. Got wife and eldest daughter running around Memphis, and me and the little ones are just running around town.
Yeah, we got a pretty hectic schedule coming up, guys. Everybody's in every direction. How are you, Gary? Your schedule's about to get hectic.
Oh, it is. I got too many kids doing too many things, but today I'm feeling quite pleasant.
Pleasant. He's feeling pleasant.
Have y'all started the ball yet?
Started what? Baseball?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're supposed to have softball practice today, but the rain kept us off the field. So
They're small blessings.
yes, they are.
Small blessings. Because once it gets started, it gets started.
As you get older, you want more rain.
So a lot still going on in the news cycle, guys. We got the fallout from the NFL. The game is just over a week ago. It appears that Damar Hamlin is doing quite well. He's recovering nicely. The NFL decided to call the game. The game was deemed a no game, I guess is what you'd call it.
Yeah, I think their hands are pretty tied. I mean, schedule-wise, I'm not sure how they would put that game back.
You got a
in.
Super Bowl that's hard fast. It's one of the most important events in the year. You could argue not just in sports, but as a whole. People that don't watch football watch the Super Bowl. So what options do you really have between now and February? What date is it even this year? Probably like February 20th or something?
Who knows?
Yeah, you'd be hard-pressed to get this game in before. And the thing is, it has to be in a certain time because otherwise it's pointless.
It does.
There were some decisions had to be made because you did have the Bills and the Chiefs who were competing for first place. Well, first place in the playoffs is very important because first place can get a bye. They do get a bye. The only team that gets a bye is number one now, and they have home field advantage throughout. So to facilitate this shortcoming, the NFL has decided that Kansas City will be the number one because they basically have half a game ahead. Number one seed. Buffalo will play a first-round game probably against, I don't know, they're still up there, but Jacksonville won, so did that mean they won the AFC South? So it won't be Jacksonville.
It definitely won't be Tennessee, I'll tell you that.
No,
they had one of the worst collapses probably.
I think the Ravens are the ones who potentially got screwed the most.
Well, Ravens, I think, are losing today. Anyway,
yeah, they're getting beat pretty handily. Well, anyway, they'll host the game. They'll host the highest seed. If somehow Buffalo ends up playing Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, it'll be a neutral site. I think it's probably the best they could come up with. Now, I haven't heard where the neutral site is. Have you guys?
Probably a Liberty Bowl.
No, that could be pretty cool. That'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? I bet it'd be the Georgia Dome or something like that.
That'd be awesome. They come to Liberty Bowl. I'm going to that game.
You know,
let's buy our tickets now.
Let's do it.
With what you had available, there wasn't a whole lot of options, and the game had to end. You couldn't keep that game going.
And the fantasy implications. I mean, even today, look, those guys are going off. They're on fire.
Oh, people are all upset about fantasy right now. They are extremely upset. But you know what? It's just something that happens.
That's part of life. But, you know, those are the same people probably that got trophies when everyone got a trophy when they were a kid. Yep. And the world's up against them.
I mean, who's really upset? I mean, let's be honest. If you're fighting for first place, that means you're going to split first and second.
Most likely. Unless you're my team that was getting killed by 60 on my head.
But I'm just saying, that was kind of embarrassing. That was an embarrassing showing.
I'm sorry. Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Y'all killed me that last.
Really, the
last
only
week.
people that got screwed are people in the third place game who split those games, like myself.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
people,
because there's not a fourth place. We don't play four.
We don't play
so the person in those two teams are split in two pots.
You know what? We should have just said we'll play four this time. We're gonna play. You know what? We should split the money and just pay top four evenly. All the way from first to four. We're gonna split pot 4 ways.
I like it.
I like it though because I get more money.
No,
Hey,
I don't know.
all right, I'm
I
going
don't
to
know
call a
about
meeting. There's a meeting right now of the fantasy football, the fourth and drunk to go. We're the only ones here, so we get a vote. I vote that we split.
No, I'm not worried about that league because I'm
he's
dead
worried about
last.
Yeah, but we got to get your vote for that league in order for you to get our votes in the other league. That's how
Okay.
this works. We're like Congress, okay?
Bam, right there.
There we go. All right, so we got 2 votes to
I
split
don't
it 4
know.
ways.
Would I win more money because I'll be coming in second, or split 4 ways? I need to calculate that. And I'll probably make about the same. So
It's probably the same for you.
so yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. JD's probably the only one that gets screwed.
Yeah, JD is the one that got
He's
screwed.
probably the one that got screwed. But anyway, season's coming to an end. Today's the last day. No, there's no Monday. We got that. We got the we didn't even put it on the list, but we're about to talk about it. The College Football National Championship is tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
Or it'll be last night because this will be coming out Tuesday.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we should save that to talk about for the week that was, and we can talk about it in the morning. But let's go and talk about it now. I'll cut it out and put it in on something that come out in the morning. So we have the TCU Horned Frogs, who has just surprised the world. Right? And they are taking on the powerhouse, the reigning national championship Georgia Bulldogs, that miraculously had a comeback win against Gary's Ohio State. What are they? Cornholes? The Ohio State Cornholes?
No, they're the Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
Yes.
Brown eyes.
The Buckholes.
The Buckeyes.
Look, just call it like it is. They cannot beat SEC teams.
The first national championship they beat Alabama. So
Okay,
and they
right.
did beat us in the USS&G Sugar
they did
Bowl.
beat Arkansas.
No.
Oh no, we won that game. You're
No,
right.
we didn't win it either.
No, we had to.
No, we won.
They had
That's
to
a
vacate-
they had to vacate the win.
We had to
Nobody
vacate
won
the
it.
win.
No one won it, but
They
we didn't
beat us.
lose.
We didn't lose.
You didn't
Hey,
lose.
and not losing, that's winning when you're an Arkansas Razorback fan. Oh, how it's hard to be humble.
Oh, how have you would have won if the guy would have just ran in for
No
the touchdown
doubt.
instead of just fall down.
Yeah, that was silly. That was silly. So, what do you guys think about the national title game tomorrow night? What do you think about TCU? I got to tell you, I'm going to wait, and then I'll tell you, because
All right.
I've
You
been
know what?
studying. I'm going to wait to hear your point of view before I tell you mine.
TCU's a good team. I'm gonna tell you right now, Georgia's gonna have their hands full. Do I expect Georgia to win? Yes. Do I expect it to be a blowout? By no means.
I'm starting to come around to TCU.
You don't look. I realize everybody says they backed into it. You don't get this far by being a bad team.
No, they're a good team, and they showed against Michigan that they were a good team. And I'm scared for Georgia because that defense. Ohio State's got a good offense, but I didn't expect them to move the ball like they did against Georgia. And the only reason I feel that they won is that they knocked Marvin Harrison Jr. out the game. After that, their passing game sort of went way down. They couldn't stop Marvin Harrison.
So
Jr.
the spread has moved. Last week it was 12.5. It's up to 13.5. That's pretty low, but the over-under is 63 points. So that's a high-scoring game.
That is.
I'm going to go with the under on that one just because that's a lot of points.
Really? Yeah. But is TCU's defense better than Ohio State's? No.
I don't know. Ohio State's defense wasn't great this year.
And TCU's defense is not very good.
But Ohio State's offense was top notch.
Yes.
Look, there was quite a few, I thought, questionable calls in the Michigan TCU game, especially regarding touchdowns.
Look, let's be honest. The officiating in the bowls has been atrocious.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's been terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's
atrocious may be an understatement.
Yep. Like
is
can you get
atrocious.
worse
Is
than
atrocious worse than terrible? Yeah, I think so.
It's pretty
it's
bad.
been disgusting.
On the scale of what's bad, I don't know how atrocious falls.
Like the Liberty Bowl officiating from the Big 12 was terrible.
Yeah, like
Was that Big 12 officials in the TCU
No,
game?
Pac-12.
Pac-12.
They had to send a apology letter.
Yes.
Essentially.
It was absolutely terrible. And they used instant replay and got it wrong.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and they've not only could that call have cost the game, it could have cost a player the next half of the next season.
Yes. So I heard, and I can't remember because I'd give them credit if I could, but someone said college football has become such a huge sport with a lot of money online, athletes, And your camera just went wonky again. And I don't understand why. Didn't do this the other night. But they asked the question, why in this day and age can we not just every college division or every college, what the hell is it? SEC
Conference?
Yeah, but why can conference? That's the word I was looking for. Conference. Why can there not just be one big pool of officials like in the NFL and the NBA that used the same officials are taught the same rules across all aspects of college football?
The rules should be the same.
The rules are the same across every conference. It's college NCAA rules.
Okay, so if the rules are the same, why does each conference have their own officiating crews? They shouldn't in this modern era.
Do you think? I think it's probably a pay scale. You think? Because
pay scale, but I mean, you're also in the regional areas. I mean, officials don't want to go. If you live in Arkansas and you're official, you don't fly to California.
I'm sure some Belt Conference officials don't get paid as much as SEC officials.
But that's easy though. That's a tiered system. You move up the ranks. Right?
But I mean, they're part time. I mean, they have full time jobs.
Like the WAC would be the G League or the minor leagues of college sport.
Man, that
just
is
something
a WAC.
to think about.
I agree.
To think about because it's pretty terrible. And we can fuss about SEC officials, but damn,
terrible.
And you'd think since they had the Heisman Trophy winner in the Pac-12, they'd know what they're doing. I don't even want to talk about that. It just doesn't make any damn sense at all.
Look, Arkansas and Tennessee in the Liberty Bowl years ago is the reason that you get out of conference officials.
Really?
Yep, I believe the. God, this was in the 70s.
Were we back in the WAC or were we about Southwest
Yeah,
Conference?
it's back in Southwest Conference. Arkansas and Tennessee played in Liberty Bowl. I believe the quarterback for Tennessee, his uncle was the head official in the game. And there were some pretty questionable calls. One of the reasons that Arkansas left the Southwest Conference was the conference rules were anytime Arkansas played in Texas, it made no difference where the officials are from. Yeah. But if a Texas team played in Arkansas, the officials had to be from Texas.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's called collusion.
Yeah, when Arkansas left, there was a top 5 reasons Arkansas leaving the conference. Like number 1 was so Texas can play with herself.
And who would have ever thought that the Horned Frogs would be the best team in Texas right now?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought Arkansas leaving the Southwest Conference would have destroyed that conference like it did?
When's the last time
they still hate Arkansas over that?
When's the last time Texas was good? I was about to say Vince Young, but I think
they were good this year.
Colt
McCoy played Alabama. It was Alabama's first national title under Nick Saban,
and that was like early 2000s, I think, was it not, or mid 2000s?
They were
Probably
good this year, but the last time they was actually relevant was probably 20 years ago.
Probably close to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can look it up. When was Texas?
Yeah, I want to say Colt McCoy was the last.
It was,
and he's a coach now.
No,
he's a player. He's playing for Arizona.
Who?
Colt McCoy.
I'm thinking about
Vince Young.
Nope, not Vince Young. He's a quarterback for Tennessee or Texas.
For Texas,
it was 2010.
Appling. I'm thinking about Appling.
I don't know who Appling is.
I don't either.
What?
I know Byron Leftwich is a coach now.
He is a coach.
But he went to Marshall. That's not a Texas team.
All right, it was 2010, so 12 years ago, Texas played against Alabama in the national title game. Colt McCoy got hurt early in that game. It was, I think, Alabama's first title under Saban, maybe.
Colt McCoy plays for Minnesota?
Colt McCoy plays for Arizona. He's been
Does he? I did not know that.
And he came in when Baby Yoda got hurt.
Yeah. He's been hurt all year, too.
I'm going to tell you, have I told you about the meme about Kyler Murray? And after I tell you the meme where you see it, you can't unthink it. Have I told you this? So Kyler Murray, once he gets out of the pocket and run around with the football, he looks like a baby that's got a toddler that has stole his parents' phone and they're trying to catch him. And no shit, watch him run around the pocket and he's like jerking and juking and they put music to it. It's pretty. Look it up on your phone. It's pretty damn hilarious, and you can't unsee it. Talk about football. We're starting the NFL playoffs, but the other football. Non-American football, the one that the World Cup and that stuff. You know who Cristiano Ronaldo is?
Who's she?
Goal!
Is that a woman?
No, he's a football player.
Cristiano
Ronaldo.
He played for Real Madrid, right?
He's played for a bunch of them. I think he played for nearly all of them. But this cat moved to Saudi Arabia and signed a $200 million per year deal with a Saudi team. $200 million per year. He's staying in a hotel right now and spending $250,000 a month on hotel accommodation.
Wow. Well, I guess you can do that if you get $200 million a year.
A year. A year. The Saudis have crazy money. We need to bring it up. We need to put that as a topic. I want to get into the Saudi because I don't think people understand how much money the Saudis have. It's absurd. And it's because of automobiles. It's because of gas guzzlers. It's probably because of green energy.
It's because they had more dinosaurs back in the day.
Listen,
fair.
I oppose, not oppose, that's not the way. I don't back green energy. But if we could go green just to cripple their economy, I'd do it.
You'd do it.
I'd do it.
But going green right now is going to cripple our economy.
Yeah, I know. I know, you got to crack a few eggs.
Yep. I just don't want to crack any of my eggs. Not yet.
They have way too much power. But you don't think, look what it did to Russia. I mean, Russia's selling like $2 billion a day of oil to Germany.
Yeah.
Who vowed to not support Russia.
But they are supporting.
Yeah, I mean, what good does it do to buy their oil and then turn around and send money to Ukraine?
When you say it like that, it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's a circle. It's like a circle.
It's like a circle.
Like circle of life?
It's like the circle of
What
life.
kind of circle is it?
It's like
of life. It's the circle of life.
Circle.
Is it a jerk kind?
No, it's not the circle. Kind. No, it's not that kind.
So,
or it may be. I don't know. You know, the Russian prime minister or whatever he is, or
president. Putin's president. I believe.
Putin's president. He does like to go around on a horse with his shirt off and everything. I think
he got him a new girlfriend too. Apparently, there's a new blonde that's showing up in all the pictures with him.
Well, that's nice. Maybe he'll be less stressed and pull back off the war. And
then again, it may be his nursemaid. Isn't he been having trouble, like Biden, filling his bloomers with?
Oh yeah, well I think so. Yeah, I mean shatting himself.
Yeah. So speaking of governments, we talked about it the other day, but Kevin McCarthy on Friday around midnight, he was finally elected as Speaker of the House of Representatives in our Congress.
Republicans got a voice.
Yeah.
I'm not thrilled about this, but
I'm thrilled that they finally came to a decision. Regardless, I was tired of this dog and pony show. Is what I was tired of.
I wish it went on another 6 months.
I don't. Nothing would have happened.
It nothing happens anyway.
It doesn't. I'm still for term limits and get rid of everybody in Congress.
That's my problem.
Go ahead.
That's my problem is, and I'm not a what's his name, Matt Gant. Is that the guy from Gat from Florida? I'm not a huge Matt Gant fan because he comes off as kind of a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, and it seems like you guys should get along. Great.
That's what I was just thinking.
Well, I like my conspiracy theories. I don't like my politics.
Yeah.
I got something to think about along that line. Go ahead and finish your thought though.
Yeah, but their big push was wanting term limits, and nobody wants to.
Hold on, everybody in Congress doesn't want term limits because that's your job.
No, not that. Everybody's not the right answer. That's not correct. There's a small faction that want term limits.
Well, is it possible for the people to get that put on the ballot?
It should be, but
you would have to have Congress to.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of convincing the people that
be out of job.
Yeah.
So,
I just think the reason why we got term limits is because you're no longer working for the people. You're working for yourself and yourself only.
Yep.
That's what it is.
We need term limits and age limits.
Yep. A term limit, age limit.
I had an interesting thought that was presented to me the other day as we were talking about this on Friday with someone. So Jim Jordan seemed to be the one that really people wanted to vote for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But he repeatedly did not want that because of the him being over the Judiciary Committee. I think, is that right? Did I say that right? Or,
yes. Well, you said the right word. I don't know if that's what you mean.
But yeah, so because he's planning to go aggressively against people who haven't done correctly. So someone had mentioned to me, said, so by them not voting in McCarthy, continuing to push for Jordan, who is in that group does not want Jordan to be over that committee because they know what he's going to find.
Good point.
I mean, it'd be pretty cool to have Jordan over that committee because he is the GOAT. He'd probably drop 50 or 60.
He'd dunk on everybody.
He'd dunk on everybody.
I mean,
he's a winner. We know he's a winner.
We've seen him beat aliens.
That's
yes,
true.
he did.
If he could beat aliens, he could beat the ones at the border really easy.
Yeah.
If you
If he could beat the Mod Squad, he could beat Jose and Juan.
if you could beat the Monstars,
Monstars. Yeah, he can beat Jose and Juan.
No doubt. And I'm all about Jordan going into Congress and taking over and taking out aliens.
So after McCarthy won, he gave a speech. He said, I hope one thing is clear after this week. I will never give up. I will never give up for you, the American
That much
people.
is clear because he had no business to keep going.
Yeah, our nation's worth fighting for, he said.
Yeah.
I don't like him. He's a part of the problem. But
There aren't many there that aren't.
Yeah, because
why couldn't they get Gant? No, that would just said
You
his
done
name.
called this guy Gant about.
I know.
what's his real name? It's not Gant.
It's Gates.
Gates.
Is who he's talking about.
Gates.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you just will say where you always get me on. You got to edit it. I can't remember the guy's name. I had to move on, but there was a guy that he's always Gowdy.
Oh, Trey Gowdy.
Yeah, Trey Gowdy.
Yeah, Trey Gowdy.
Yeah, I mean, he would be perfect. I want somebody like him who will run his damn mouth, open his mouth and say what's like. I used to like Cotton, but Cotton done pissed me off over back in the Unibus or
Omnibus bill.
Yeah. But I want folks like that. I want people that will run their mouth and tell me what they think.
That's why we need like Candace Owens in there. We need a Ben Shapiro in there. We need all these people that want to talk. Woo! Apparently, that was the magical phrase.
It was. It's the phrase.
It's the word of the day.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro's word of the day.
We need chair. You remember
We got to use Ben Shapiro in a sentence now.
the Pee Wee's Funhouse.
Oh man, that Pee Wee's Funhouse, that was so freaky, man.
It was weird.
It was the weirdest thing. Like even as a kid, I was like, that show's sort of weird.
I watched it religiously.
I did not. Pee Wee was so weird. I didn't like it came on. I was a kid. I had to watch it. There was nothing else. I didn't have a whole lot of channels.
I used to like follow him to movie theaters, and one time I came out with a sore eye.
Oh,
I guess my eye.
Was Pee Wee in that movie theater?
Was that pink eye? Were you on the verge of pink eye? Did you?
It's what? Yeah, it's pink eye.
Pink eye.
But Pee Wee's been in some movies since then. He's been in a couple movies.
Dude, he was in
he's in a couple big movies after his,
Blow. Blow was great, dude.
Oh yeah, I was watching that the other day. He was in Blow.
He was in Blow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the marijuana drug dealer.
Yeah, he was in Blow. He was in Mystery Men.
Yes,
That
he was in Mystery
Pee-wee.
Man. That was Pee Wee. He's been in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a pretty good actor, actually.
I mean, it wasn't like just a regular normal theater he did his act in, okay?
No. It's not like he was watching Toy Story.
He wasn't watching Toy Story or
That's true.
He
Although
wasn't,
that's probably legal now.
he wasn't
It's
watching
probably
Probably
considered a map.
he wasn't watching Beaches, I guess.
yeah, he was not like he was over the one with the recliners over in Memphis.
I think there were some X marks on the sign when he went in. But either way, you shouldn't do that in public.
No.
You shouldn't get caught in public.
Speaking about doing things in public, Texas Waffle House worker, you may have seen on the viral video, caught a chair thrown by an unruly customer. She claims she has been blacklisted from working at the joint because she threw a sugar shaker at the woman in self-defense. So the employee in Texas caught a chair. Hold on.
I mean,
Well, she did like some Matrix stuff.
she did. It was pretty sweet.
It was.
But that just proves that Waffle House workers are superheroes. 'Cause they make
Look, that's why Waffle House has the best food.
best waffles ever.
So she was hailed as a hero, but she revealed in a video on her TikTok or maybe her YouTube, when her boss saw the surveillance footage, she was written up for throwing a sugar shaker at one of the customers. So did she throw the sugar cake shaker first?
She thought she was in Lambert's. Someone said sugar, and she, they throw the rolls.
Hey, maybe she could get a job there.
Dude.
I would enjoy going to Waffle House where I said sugar and they throw it at me.
Dude,
One place,
they attacked that woman. I guess I hadn't seen this.
Have you not seen
the one I saw was something somebody had put the wrestlers in. I thought it was just some made up joint. What did that woman do to him?
It was over seating. If I remember the story, there was an area that was closed off that they're cleaning, and somebody.
Oh, here it is.
They spilt too much syrup on the benches and tables.
She said that 6 customers came into the eatery on a particular busy night.
Just say, stop.
Eatery.
We're not calling Waffle House an eatery.
Okay. So she explained that 6 customers came into the diner on a particularly busy night and tried to sit in a section that was closed off. The group continued to sit there and demanded service despite being told it's closed. She went on to say that the woman started hollering, and that's her exact words, for their orders to be taken, which resulted in Haley telling them that they could leave. Haley, who has worked there for 4 years, was considered to be a rock star level, which goes to the highest cook level achieved, which are cooks who also serve tables and run the store. She said the group demanded that the white girl cook their food as they began to grow more rowdy. Video that has since gone viral shows an all-out brawl. Just so you guys know, Waffle House holds a special place in especially Gary's heart. That would be deemed his favorite eating establishment in all of the world. Man.
Waffles are the fruit of the gods at Waffle House.
Look, there is nothing better than Waffle House.
There is nothing better.
Like
a good Waffle House.
No.
Is there a bad Waffle House?
I guess it's not.
I've never seen that.
I have a clean new one. Yes, they're just not.
But their food's still good.
He said they're not good.
I agree.
It's got to be greasy.
It's got to be greasy.
Like the floor needs to be a little slippery when you walk in,
or sticky.
Like it's gonna be like when you hand the menu back, it sticks to your hand. You can't. I mean, it's sort of like. It's like Velcro.
That's when you know.
That's when you know.
That's when you know the gods have spoken, that they will deliver you greatness.
Let me tell you a story.
Flat top.
I went to Waffle House one day by myself, and
by yourself.
By myself, I was in Little Rock, and I'm sitting there eating my food, and this gentleman comes in dressed. I mean, he's coat, his slacks. I mean, he's dressed nice, and apparently everybody knows him. And he sits down, he's shooting the shit with all the waiters and stuff, and eats his food, and he stands up and he walks out, and he said, "God, I hope nobody talks to me today." And everybody in the whole restaurant dies laughing, and he walks out. I'm like, that's kind of rude, but whatever, you know. And the lady said, he works at a funeral home.
See, that's a real story, right?
That's a real story, yeah. I was like, no wonder he knows nobody talks to him.
Yeah, if you don't walk in a Waffle House and we'll slip down when you walk in, it's not the right place, okay?
Look, I've never been in a Waffle House where you don't meet some of the realest people.
Oh, yeah, because normally it's like really late at night, and only people's eating it late at night.
I mean, the cook's got a cigarette in his mouth.
Who ate around?
So look, I'm going to incriminate myself. So like,
all right, here we go.
We got the dog track.
I'm sure we were somewhere.
Where's that dog track? And we imbibed a little too much.
As he says, we, it's me and Jamie.
Yes. Me and Scoff imbibed a little too much. So we go in, we sit down, we order our food, and I order my go-to, which is a ham and cheese omelet, hash browns, waffle. That is my go-to.
Do you like them loaded, your hash browns?
Nope. I want my hash browns straight up.
Really?
No, I get mine scattered, covered, chopped.
There you go, yeah.
That's what I do.
So I eat part of my omelet, and I pass it because I like to eat my omelet and my hash browns, just leave the delectable waffle for last.
It's like a dessert.
Yeah, it's like dessert. It's like a little reward.
It's a reward.
And so
Jamie
I pass out on my waffle.
Jamie never got to it.
Well, my arm is on my waffle, and I wake up, and this fool has poured syrup over me and the waffle.
He poured it on your arm?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I didn't get that syrup on the waffle.
All that was left was a strip where my arm was.
I didn't want to.
So he ate this side of the waffle and this side of the waffle and left.
And he never disturbed you.
No, he woke up.
So how long were you there before you woke up, Gary? Because you're a pretty patient guy too.
I am patient. I waited until they brought the ticket. I was like, "Hey, Jamie, it's time to go." He woke up. He had a arm shaped waffle.
Did we let the dog track or Esperanza? One of them.
It was one of them. It was one of those. Either way, we were not.
We shouldn't have been driving. Young kids listening, do not. These are stunts performed by experts. Do not.
Well, Haley, look, if you're listening to this, you're probably not. There's only about 800 people in the world that's ever heard us. if it's truly a good number. But Haley, if you're listening to this, we don't have a Waffle House here in like Marion. We got
anymore.
a pancake and Waffle House, not the same.
I love it.
It's good,
It's good.
but it's not the same.
Look, we went to IHOP this morning, and I hate IHOP.
I'm not a fan of IHOP.
But we would love for Haley to come open up a Waffle House. It could be live from the Patio Waffle House right here in Marion, Arkansas.
We would do podcasts from the Waffle House as I'm getting my scattered, covered, and chopped
Look, hey,
hash browns.
their hash brown bowls are pretty good too.
I never had the hash brown bowl.
What?
No, I don't get the hash brown. I get the same thing every time.
Which is what? What's your go-to?
I got the the steak, the little steak sandwich that they have, like the chili, or not the chili, but the Philly cheesesteak sandwich, and I put some Worcestershire on that with some hash browns, scattered, covered, and chopped with a waffle.
I've never had it.
It's like a cheesesteak sandwich. It's on toast. It's
I
really
think
good.
all I've ever had is a ham and cheese omelet, a waffle, hash browns, and a hash brown bowl. I think that might be all I've ever had there.
The awful waffle, even. So, just so you guys know, and you're probably not surprised by this, the View has attacked both of you this past week.
Both of us?
Both of you.
Because we're males.
They specifically targeted heterosexual men and
That's me.
conservatives in her call out against the sport of football. Anybody surprised by that?
No, you
No,
know.
I'm not surprised by anything the View says. I think they're turning into shock jocks. You know, they're just saying stuff to be saying stuff. They want more listeners, or TV watchers, viewers, or whatever.
I got a word for them, but I can't say it on.
Don't say it.
So Joey Bear says 45% of Americans think that tackle football is appropriate. Heterosexual men voted the most support for kids doing football, and conservatives were more likely to support youth tackle football. Just saying, she said. These comments have sparked heavy backlash from around the football world, not only from the groups she targeted, but from female and homosexual fans as well. I guess there's a big homosexual following of the NFL.
Well, I mean, there are
Well,
some.
it can't be that big. I mean, there's only like 10% of the population is homosexual.
Would you be surprised if Joey Bear as
Bayhart.
Yeah. You sure?
Yeah, it's Joy Bayhart.
Yeah, Joe Bear or somebody else.
Oh,
Yeah.
Would you be surprised if she's never even watched the game?
No, I would not. No, not the least. I mean,
she's rich. She probably don't care at all. She don't need any entertainment.
I mean, look, my son is not going to play football. Not because I think it's violent, because he's kind of small.
He can be a kicker.
Wes Welker was small. Danny Woodhead was super small.
Yeah. Muggsy Bogues was small too.
Like, I wanted to play football.
He played
well,
he played
that's
basketball.
basketball. I wanted to play football, and if he wants to play, he'll play. But
Yeah.
you know, I mean, he might join the team. I don't, but you know, football taught correctly is safe.
It is, and there's been a lot of changes to improve
This
the
is
safety of football.
And honestly, this accident that occurred, I don't think it was really football related.
Oh, it's a freak of nature.
It was a freak of nature was what happened. Something happened like the hit was not hard. I've seen way worse hits. Let's talk about Tua, you know, with his head hits.
Now those were some hard hits.
He was throwing up gang signs.
The thing about this incident with Hamlin is it's typically projectile that goes into a player. It's mostly a baseball injury or a non-American football injury. It's not so much
Or
typically a football injury. Probably rugby, maybe.
No, what's the sport where they got like a
lacrosse.
Lacrosse. And it also normally occurs in players who have developing chest plates. So young players who their chest plate is not like solid like ours. It's developing.
So
mine's probably not solid anymore. Mine's probably brittle, but
I doubt
you got some cushion though, Jamie. You're okay.
I heavily doubt any NFL fans truly watch The View. They're probably few and far between, and so The View can go pound sand.
I think so. I mean, this is a complete overreaction to this accident. But that's how people sell viewers and take really strong. They take really strong stances on one side or the other.
I can honestly say I've never watched the episode of The View, so I don't know.
I see a lot of clips on Facebook and I laugh at because they're just ridiculous and don't make any sense.
So the last story I'm going to touch on today is actually pretty sad. It's probably going to end up being another call for guns to be controlled. And this headline says it all, and we should be disturbed by it. A 6-year-old is in custody after shooting a teacher in Virginia.
6-year-old.
A 6-year-old boy was taken into police custody after he shot a teacher at Rich Neck Elementary. That's kind of a strange name.
Yeah.
In Newport News, Virginia, Friday afternoon. The individual is a 6-year-old student. They said, we have been in contact with our Commonwealth attorney and some other entities to help us best get services to this young man. He said the female teacher was shot inside a classroom and added that this was not an accidental shooting.
So the kid meant to go shoot his teacher.
So the police chief said there was an altercation between the teacher and the student who had the firearm and that a single round was fired. No other students were involved, he added. Authorities and the News Public School District did not identify the teacher or the student, but the teacher was identified by her alma mater, James Madison University, as Abby Zwerner. Wow.
So I mean, I'm gonna throw this out there. Obviously, this gun was probably purchased legally, but obviously not by a 6-year-old. So how did he get the gun?
He might have had a fake ID.
He maybe. I mean, maybe. I mean,
he probably bought it. Isn't there a loophole?
The gun show loophole.
That's probably
the gun show loophole is what it is.
Loophole.
Damn you, gun shows.
But yeah, so I mean, obviously, there's nothing the teacher could have done that made that had any reason for that kid to shoot.
She is listed in stable conditions.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So are they giving any more information besides?
This is from the mayor. It's almost impossible to wrap our minds around the fact that a 6-year-old first grader brought a loaded handgun to school and shot a teacher.
Did the kid ever say why he brought the gun to school? Because obviously he brought it before the altercation for some reason.
They're not letting anybody talk to this kid yet.
Well, which is good too.
Hey,
I guess.
knee-jerk reaction. Charge him as an adult or a juvenile.
The thing is, there's no precedent.
Exactly.
There is no precedent for that. But not to mention, he will be a juvenile.
I
one,
get it.
They're going to do it.
What do you charge? What do you think they should charge him as?
Okay,
juvenile.
You can't put him in adult prison, but
no,
he shouldn't get out when he's 18.
Yes, I think he will. I think he should.
Oh, he absolutely will.
He might not even serve any time.
The boys at Westside got out at 18.
Now, his father, if they showed that he was negligent in keeping the kid from having a gun, or
his mother, possibly.
If the child says that a parent said, let's go get this bee, she can't be telling you that type of stuff. And would you be surprised to even hear that from
No,
I'm not
that's
surprised.
The problem. No. So we don't know if that's the case. But if they could prove something like that, now a parent, I think, should be held accountable here.
I think so too. To a certain extent, that yes, especially if they find out that they gave this gun to this kid for any reason, like for protection, something stupid like that.
Well, this goes along. Your questioning, though, Jamie, is good because it goes back to something we talked about a few weeks ago, and it was what's going on in Canada. And we got into this minors being able, what they call them,
mature
minors.
Mature minors.
Now, 6-year-old, I don't think will make that list, anybody's list.
No.
Hold up. He's old enough to choose his gender. You snicker, but he's old enough to choose his gender. Why is he not old enough to accept responsibility for an adult decision?
He's not old enough to choose his gender in the state of Arkansas.
Shit, this happened in Virginia. He probably is in Virginia. I know if it's in New York, California, Chicago, Washington, Oregon.
And not to mention, if it was considered second-degree murder or attempted murder, in Chicago, he'd be let go without bond.
I mean, it's if you're old enough to choose your gender, why are you not old enough to serve a time as an adult?
Why can't you drink if you can old enough to choose your gender?
I agree. I agree.
Why can't we?
Or why can't we send him to combat?
Why can't we? If he identifies as a mature minor, why can't he go to combat, drink, and be married and whatnot?
You know how easy children could hide and like camouflage? Well, they can hide little bitty places.
Oh yeah, they can get in smaller foxholes. Yeah,
dude.
Because this is, you open the door for these little things that you're trying to redefine. You're going to open the door for everything.
All right, let me add a little bit of context to it, okay?
Yeah, please do.
Virginia law does not allow 6-year-olds to be tried as adults.
Okay, so that makes sense.
That's off table. No one should be surprised by that.
No.
A 6-year-old is too young to be committed to the custody of the Department of Juvenile Justice if found guilty.
I don't like that.
A juvenile judge would have authority, though, to revoke a parent's custody and place a child under the purview of the Department of School Services. Well, I think that has to happen like immediately.
Yeah.
Under the purview of the Department of Social Services. I read that incorrectly. A school shooting involving a 6-year-old is extremely rare. Duh.
Yeah.
Fox told the Associated Press Friday evening that this is Alan Fox, not Fox Channel, that he could think of one previous incident involving a child that age. In 2000, a 6-year-old boy fired a bullet from a .32 caliber gun inside an elementary school in Flint, Michigan, striking 6-year-old Kayla Rowland in the neck. She died a half hour later. So that was child-on-child violence.
Either way, I mean, regardless, it's child on child. This is just horrible all the way around. It's not good.
I'm not sure how I feel about the child not receiving any punishment.
No, the child needs to receive
that didn't
punishment.
say that.
It didn't say that, but that's kind of inferred. I mean, because basically they can't be charged as adult. They can't go to juvie.
No, they can't. But they can go to some type of psychiatric hospital.
Well, they're gonna go somewhere anyway because they're not gonna stay with their parents.
Well, no, and
that ship sailed.
And after, yeah, I mean,
does a 6-year-old know what he's done here?
probably not. I mean,
No, I would say not.
Now, when I was 6 years old, I feel like I did. I
I
would know what I've done.
would have thought the same at 6. I would have thought I would, but the typical 6-year-old.
But let's open this up. You know, we're talking about all these things you can identify as and change as and do whatever you can do whatever you want these days, and you're going to be accepted. So how is a child at 6 years old know what's real?
They don't.
That's my problem.
That's what's changing today.
We can't have it both ways. It can't be a 6-year-old's old enough to make a decision on their gender, but on the other hand, they're not old enough to understand the ramifications of what
their
they've
actions.
done.
I mean, I hate to say it. People are always like, you can't label anything. You have to label things. Things are labeled. That's what they are. It's just what it is. That kid is 6-year-old, does not know what's going on. But if you tell this kid, hey, you can be whatever you want to be. You want to be a cat. You want to be a dog. You want to be
So all those people that say you can't label something,
they end up labeling something.
tell them to go to Walmart and go to the grocery store and buy cans with no labels on them. Just how they like it.
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
I think you can get those cans at the what's the yellow store? Cost Saver for like 5 cents, right?
I mean, but labels are there for a reason.
Surprise.
Exactly. I mean, or it can be like Big Daddy and leave the label on it and just throw it on the ground and dent it and you get a discount.
I got a feeling this may be a story that we want to follow for a while.
It is, and I'm glad to hear the lady is stable.
Yeah.
But
that's important.
But we are ripping reality out of these kids' minds is what we're doing as a society right now.
We're not teaching kids how to handle failure is what the problem is.
Well, yeah, but
you learn more from failure than you ever win from winning.
Yep.
And you have to be able to know how to deal with failures in life because you know what? Odds are you're going to fail.
And failure is not a bad thing.
No, failure is healthy.
It's healthy. You have to fail to learn to win.
All right, what else you guys got you want to talk about today?
Well, I think we kind of covered a bunch of them. We're good.
I think we're pretty good too. I'm gonna play us out. Look, you guys are going to want to join us for 2 Thursdays drop. We got a special guest going to be in the studio. DW ought to be back in. We got Wes. Wes is going to come tell his story. He got a story for us. We're going to share an interesting story. Fort Berry's headed back to New Orleans next weekend for a chair competition, and we'll kind of give you a story we may have partially shared before, but a little more details. I think I cut it.
I think you
cut it out. Yeah. So there's a funny story about New Orleans, but thank you all for listening. I think you're going to find our content's going to mature a little bit over the coming weeks.
Although we might not.
That's true. Go find us on YouTube. We got some videos up now.
Patio out.